Hi, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. Dartmouth's athletic director, Mike Harity, couldn't be with us here today. He's caring for his father, but we know he'll be back soon. He sends his best wishes, and we are certainly thinking of Mike and his family. I'm Sion Bylock, Dartmouth's president, and I want to welcome you on what I think is a picture-perfect New England day to remember a great son of New England and of Dartmouth, Eugene Buddy Teevens Jr. We gather here as witness to the life and influence of this exceptional individual who led us on the field, across the campus, and in important ways that influenced the world of sport across our nation. Over its 250-year history, our campus has taken shape, and its buildings have risen to do the work of educating leaders in the classroom, laboratories, and not least of which on our playing fields. These spaces are where important work happens, and the names of our buildings each tell a sacred part of our story. Dartmouth Hall, Baker Library, Kemeny Center. As a cognitive scientist, I can also tell you that the places where we learn and perform engage and have a powerful hold on us. And I expect this is true for many of you who played just on the other side of these walls. That's why it's so meaningful that tonight we bestow one of the greatest honors endowed upon us as an institution. We dedicate a building, this majestic stadium, to the home of Big Green football, and in doing so, we proudly hold up the example of one individual so that generations of future Dartmouth students, along with football fans everywhere, will always know and remember the great Buddy Teevens. I'd also like to take a moment to reflect on how fitting it is that we are dedicating this stadium to Buddy at Memorial Field, one of Dartmouth's most iconic landmarks, which itself is a testament to alumni we have lost but will always remember and honor. We welcome so many veterans who join us here today. I want to thank Kirsten, Lindsay, Buddy, who have themselves given so much to our community, every game, every practice, every season. Every one of our student athletes, you made part of your family. I also want to thank Liz Lempress, Dartmouth's board chair, our trustees, our former president Phil Hanlon and Gail Gentis, along with the Athletics Advisory Board, as well as Mike Harity, and to Coach McCorkle and his staff. To all our friends of football, our alumni and supporters who have lifted this program up for so long. And especially, I want to thank all of Coach Teevens' players, our former student athletes, many of whom made a long trip to be here. It means so much to have you all back. Some of you have heard this story, but right after it became official that I was coming to Dartmouth, my assistant came in and told me I had a call. I was pretty sure it would be a trustee member or maybe a reporter, and then she looked at me and said, "The Dartmouth football coach is calling." And what I heard on the call were the same qualities everyone who knew Buddy got to experience every time they were around him. The energy, the kindness, the ability to make you feel invincible. I will never forget it. I wish I could stand here and say I'd known Buddy for longer, but I'm so grateful I did get to know him in the time we had, because it gave me a chance to see firsthand the values he epitomizes. Tough, independent, competitive to the last down, never afraid to stand up for what was right or try things in a new way. And above all, a belief in team and community, in the idea that everyone, no matter who you are, has a role to play. Every person who comes here to a game, they're going to walk by the sign, they're going to see the words Buddy Teevens Stadium, and in those 3 words, they're going to know exactly what we stand for, as a football team, as a college, and as a community. Now it's my great honor to introduce a great partner in Buddy's incredible work on and off the field, someone who we are so lucky to call a leader in this Dartmouth family and community, and of course, the love of Buddy's life, his wife, Kirsten Teevens.
Wow, okay. This is really overwhelming to me. Most of you that know me know I'm not really a speaker. I can talk with anyone, but this is going to be tough. Okay. Good evening. On my agenda, it says I'm supposed to introduce myself, but I guess you did that because I'm Kirsten, otherwise known as Buddy's wife. There's really no possible way to adequately thank all of you for all you've done for my family these past many months. I hope you know we are deeply grateful. I do want to recognize the incredible leadership and thoughtfulness of President Bylock, Mike Harity, Bob Lasher, and his advancement team, who I've been so lucky to work with, as well as Liz Lempres and her amazing trustees. One other person I want to thank publicly, and I don't see you, I do see you, is Chris Jenny. Chris was one of Buddy's very best friends, his sounding board, his most loyal confidant. He has spent countless hours working behind the scenes to make sure Buddy is honored and remembered in the most meaningful ways. Chris, you are a gift to all of us. I've been asked a lot, what would Buddy think of the stadium named for him? I think we all know the answer. He would be so embarrassed. But the idea is appropriate. No place meant more to him and his family. Buddy's dad played football at Memorial Field, as did his brother Sean. His sister Moira and her daughter Maddie circled its track for their cross-country workouts. And Buddy, well, I asked several of his teammates for recollections of great games at this stadium with him as quarterback. I should have known the answers would come fast and furious. Walking into the end zone on a naked bootleg against Princeton. We were on the 12-yard line when, I think you get the picture. Buddy was a great quarterback here with many exciting wins during his final 1978 championship season, even winning Ivy Player of the Year. Unfortunately, I didn't know Buddy then, so never got to experience watching his amazing, fearless, yet shy quarterback. I say shy because many of the women here that were here in his era always ask me how I met Buddy because he was so shy, he never talked to girls. Well, I met Buddy when he came to my alma mater, DePauw University in Indiana, to be a graduate coach for our football team. Buddy not only talked to me, but he proposed a few months later. How lucky was I? Buddy chose me to be his teammate for 42 years. He didn't know it then, but our family history with this special place would continue. When Buddy returned here the first time to coach, Lindsay was a baby. Buddy was born here. This facility was better than any daycare center. I would let my toddlers loose after practice every day, and they were entertained by dozens of adorable and goofy college boys, many of you who are here tonight. They also got a precious few minutes with their dad. Often they wouldn't see him again until the following day's practice. We moved numerous times after that first coaching stint at Dartmouth, but when we returned, we knew it would be for good. We were able to watch now our 4 grandchildren run onto this field to see their beloved grandpa, whom they call Coach. I have a few more of my favorite memories of Coach at this stadium. When the players were stretching before each game, I would watch Buddy walk around to each one of them. He would touch a helmet or tap a shoulder, and I know he was telling them how proud he was of them or that he believed in them. After the clock would expire, win or lose, home or away, he would lead his team in singing the alma mater to their fans, students, parents, alums, community members, and I know my family never wanted to leave the stadium until that that singing was finished. I was so proud when I saw Callie Brownson on this field. Buddy hired her as the first female D1 football coach, as he believes so strongly in advocating for women. Callie is now blazing trails as an assistant coach in the NFL, and she told me a few weeks ago she hears Buddy in her head, guiding her when she needs it most. And of course, I love seeing the robotic MVP tackling dummy cruising around practice. What a labor of love for Buddy that was. Nothing was more important to him than the safety of his players. So thank you for dedicating the stadium to Buddy. It's a beautiful gesture, and our family is so touched and grateful. Renaming the stadium enforces that all Buddy was and all he stood for will not just be part of history, but part of the future, too. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. First, I just wanted to ask you all to give another round of applause to Mrs. T. Your insight into Coach Teevens and his story is invaluable. You're the backbone of his life and his legacy. I'll never forget the hot summer fall camp practices where you're out at the end of practice handing out popsicles to us after practice. And even on the first preseason night, when you tell all of our parents, you can ask any and every question as long as it doesn't involve the words playing time. So thank you so much for your words. My name is Micah Green. I'm a 25, and I play linebacker for Dartmouth football. I've been a part of the 2021 and 2023 Ivy League championship teams, and I'm truly honored to be standing before you all today to talk about what it means for our stadium to be dedicated to Coach Buddy Teevens. Coach Teevens was so much more than a coach for us as players. He truly was a mentor in all aspects of our lives. He harped on the little things to us all the time. Stand up when you speak. Introduce yourself to your professor. Sit in the front of class. No hats or headphones in the dining hall. Make sure you clean up around yourself. Make sure you leave it better than you found it. At first, I was confused about his method. How does talking about everything not related to football make me better and more useful to the team? Then I quickly realized it was simply because it was the right thing to do. When you stand up and speak, it gives you an opportunity to present yourself in front of others. When you sit in the front of class, it gives you an opportunity to have a positive light to your professor as a student athlete. When you clean up around yourself, you learn to care and respect for your physical environment. And when you take off your hat and headphones in the dining hall, it gives you an opportunity to connect with somebody new and establish a connection to lean on in the future. Each gesture was an opportunity to do better and be better. One of the craziest Teevenisms I've experienced was during the winter of my freshman year. After waking up at 5:37 in the morning to a foot of snow and trudging down Crosby Street to winter workouts, I see that the D on the 50-yard line was perfectly shoveled out in a uniform box. I thought to myself, maybe this is the outdoor facility staff prepping for shoveling the field for the rest of that day. And then I saw it the day after, and the day after, and the day after. I asked one of my older teammates, who keeps waking up to shovel the D every morning? And they calmly said, oh, it's Coach T. I said, I thought they were joking. How could a 65-year-old coach go out and do that? Matter of fact, how is he that strong? I quickly learned that it was Buddy's love for Dartmouth which made the impossible possible. Comradeship, faith in one another, loyalty to Dartmouth. These traits, inked into the fabric of Coach Teevens, link the past to the present and fall perfectly in line with one of his sayings. Each and every one of you are special. You certainly are not better than anyone else, but you are all special people. I'm honored to say that when I look out into the crowd, I see so many special people here today. I see fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, and I cannot help but think of the lessons that Coach T instilled in us. Coach Teevens was a special person, and this is a special stadium. Playing in the Buddy Teevens Stadium means so much more to us than the world knows. The tough winter workouts and practices we do year-round to even have a shot at winning make us closer and closer until we become brothers. It symbolizes the hard work we put into this program, the piece of history that we get to live every day, and the commitment we have to uphold the integrity of our beloved college and its traditions. I'm excited to say that for generations to come, the Teevens name will always be synonymous with Dartmouth football. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. You know, they say that with age comes wisdom, so you would think I would be smart enough to not position myself to speak after Micah. I just met him for the first time tonight, and I said, "Oh, so are you one of the captains? Is that why you're speaking?" He said, "No." I said, "Okay, I'll bite. Why are you speaking?" And he said, I do a lot of speaking at national conferences and for Dartmouth in public settings. So I said, "Okay, I'm in trouble." He went on to tell me, and I imagine he's over there somewhere, right? He also has an identical twin brother who is one of the captains this year. So it's a pretty incredible gene pool coming out of Indianapolis all the way to Hanover. My name is Liz Cal-Lempres, class of '83, and it's truly my privilege to be here as a representative of the Board of Trustees, along with my fellow trustees, Sue Finnegan and Jeff Crow. I'd like to start by adding my thanks to everyone here, and especially to the members of the Buddy Teevens Legacy Committee, so ably led by Chris Jenny and Jane. Jane, I don't know if she is here tonight, Jane Goodell. They have worked closely with Kirsten and the entire Teevens family to ensure that the Dartmouth community and beyond have had meaningful ways to celebrate and commemorate, share their grief, and share their joy. The legacy team of Byron Anderson, Jeff Blackburn, Murray Bowden, Brian Conroy, Bob Downey, Peggy Epstein Tanner, and Reggie Williams has created moments like the beautiful celebration of Buddy's life last spring and shared opportunities for everyone who loved Buddy to come together. So thank you very much to all of you. I'm touched, but I'm not surprised at how many people are here today, how many players and ex-players and family members and staff and faculty and presidents and former presidents and spouses of former presidents. This is a who's who of Dartmouth College, and entirely appropriate when we're celebrating someone like Buddy at a place where he brought so much joy to all of us. Buddy brought out the best of everyone, and we've heard that so eloquently from his players. But I think everyone here knows that Buddy's impact didn't end in Hanover. And when I look out at all of the alums here, I know every one of you has a story about how you remembered Buddy's life lessons, or how he gave you that call or that email, or encouraged you at different points in your career. His impact had that kind of lasting legacy. Today's dedication recognizes Buddy for decades of leadership, of mentoring, advocacy for player safety, and above all, love of all things Dartmouth. The stadium and the beautiful sentiment behind it signifies his service, his loyalty, and the athletic excellence that is truly Buddy's legacy. Tomorrow, the first game will be played at Buddy Teevens Stadium as the Big Green takes on Penn. It will be an opportunity to start the Ivy League season with a victory and to continue the celebration of Buddy's legacy. And now I ask everyone to stand if you are able. Kirsten and the entire Teevens family, Jane, Chris, members of the Legacy Committee. It is truly my great honor as Chair of the Board of Trustees to formally accept the Buddy Teevens Stadium at Memorial Field on behalf of Dartmouth College. Drum roll, please. Don't forget to check out the signs on the other side of the stadium tomorrow. And please join us for a reception just in the back of the seats. Thanks, everyone, for coming.